All right, let's talk about how to replace the screen on a Samsung Ultra phone. So this is the new screen. It's the second one I bought. The first one I bought didn't work. So make sure you don't buy the cheapest one on eBay. This is the second cheapest one and it's going to work. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take the back off the original phone and then we're going to move the components over into the new body of the new screen. So this is different than you're going to see on iFix's website, their tutorial, but it's the way to go in my opinion. Other things to note, I'm using a heat pad here, and because I've taken this whole screen assembly apart several times with the screen that didn't work last time, the back of my phone is no longer glued on. I didn't re-glue it on, so it's not going to be that hard to take off. For that reason, I'm not using the heat pad to heat it up. However, if you do use a heat pad to heat it up, which you should, your set point in Fahrenheit is going to be around 160, and you're going to make sure that battery is below 20%. The closer to dead, like 10% is good. You know, you want enough power that it's going to boot, but as least power as possible. That way you don't cause thermal runaway. You're going to have a bad time. So anyway, using my suction cup, I'm just going to pry perpendicular. So I'm not pulling up, I'm pulling to the side to try and lift up an edge of the phone. And you would do this after it's heated up, but mine's just reusing the old glue. And then I'm using some 99% isopropyl alcohol in a dropper. Link to all these materials in the description below. And as soon as I get the corner lifted, I'm putting a pick underneath that area. So I'm going for my corners because that's where the bond is strongest. There's the most glue on that surface. And once that's done, I can kind of pry it up. But with your fully glued, never opened screen, you're going to have to insert guitar picks all the way along the perimeter to get this done. Okay, so now we have the screen off. It is time to start taking things apart. So my eyes aren't what they used to be. I'm using some magnifiers with an LED light on them. And you're going to want to use a plastic spudger where I just use the metal one. One thing I like about the Samsung product line, at least for these phones, is everything is a Phillips head screw. And using my screw mat, I put one screw in each little square holder so that when I use the magnetic head on the bit, it just picks up one screw at a time when it comes to my reassembly. At this point in the process, I'm remembering I did not turn my phone off. That's important, right? Fortunately, I've just unplugged one ribbon connector, the one for the wireless charger. So we're going to get this powered down and then continue with the disassembly. So there's around 4 Phillips head screws in this first plate. So we're going to take those out one at a time. Once that's done, we can move the wireless charging assembly over. We can just flip it over like a big piece of flesh. Now I'm using the dripper to drip some alcohol on this adhesive just to loosen it up so I can reuse it when I put it back on. I'm just going to set that pad down on my working mat there and start unclipping all these ribbon cables one by one. This is where your spudging tool comes in real handy. There's a couple motherboards on this model phone. The main one's at the top, it's pretty small, and then there's another one at the bottom, it's even smaller, and all these ribbon cables connect everything together so that it's happy. The big fat battery kind of goes in the middle of all these things. Okay, so now that my ribbon connectors are disconnected on the top part of the assembly, I'm going to take off all the Phillips head screws off this plastic piece on the bottom. And of course you're going to take out your pin and your SIM card before you do all this, because if you don't, it's going to be harder to get this piece out. And you could break things you don't want to break. Now, if it feels like this piece is being held on with a magnet, you may have your SIM card in there still. Okay, now we can pull off the other 3 ribbon cables in totality. So we've disconnected them from the top motherboard, and now we're disconnecting them from the bottom motherboard. This phone has 2 mothers. Alright, at this point in the process, I'm ready to start moving my components over. Now, when I first started researching how to do this, I was kind of intimidated, but to be honest, replacing the screen from the front is much more challenging, especially if you've done this on Apple Gear or just other phones that you replace the screen from the front. It is much easier just to unscrew and rescrew all these components and just move them over one by one than it is, in my opinion, to replace a screen from the front without trying to break everything. Okay, so we're getting this board out slowly because the SIM card's still in, and we haven't figured out that we left it in yet. So we're just trying to work it out, but you're not going to have this problem because you're going to take your SIM card out before you get to this stage, and it will just come out like a little Lego brick. Alrighty, with our SIM card out, that piece just came out nice and easy. We're ready to slot it in the new screen and screw it into place. So my approach here is to gently insert the chip so that the USB-C female hole is the first one to make contact with the new housing, and just kind of press fit it in there like I would a bearing or anything else that gets pressed fit into something. Okay, so once that's done and I can see that it's seated nicely, I'm not really forcing anything, I'm ready to put my screws back in. With the power of editing, we can get this screwing done very quickly. Okay, once that's done, we're going to flip this guy around and go back to our old phone and disassemble the top motherboard by removing all the screws on it. Before we do that, it's going to make sense to take off this component that is next to the battery tab. So that has 2 small Phillips head screws, a little smaller than the other screws on the inside. And once those are taken out, you can then use a small pair of tweezers to pull out this component. Alright, so we got this little component taken out of the old screen, and we're going to pop it into the new screen. So just moving that over into our work area, setting it the way we need to set it so that it's oriented correctly, and then just popping it in like a small Lego chip. Once that's done, we'll put the 2 screws right back into place, this time into the new screen assembly. Alright, you may need to use some heat from a heat gun or your mat and some isopropyl alcohol to get your battery out, but mine just comes right out because it's no longer glued in this, because I pulled it out like 3 times on that phone screen that was super cheap that didn't work, where I did this workflow like 3 times. So I'm just going to plop it back into the new screen, and I'm actually not going to glue it in. Now you do you, but I don't like the idea of gluing this battery in, knowing that I'll probably be in here again and it's going to be easier to get it out where I'm going to put a new battery in it someday. And you may be in a situation where you're doing the screen and the battery at the same time, and it may make sense to glue both on at that point in time when you know they're working to specification. Alright, with the battery moved over, we are working our way back to the top of the phone. So this means we're just unscrewing all these Phillips head screws on the top part of the assembly. Then we can disconnect that front-facing camera. But before we do that, we're going to take off this top speaker. You can blow the dust off of it if that's what you want to do. Just make sure you don't get that dust near the back cover or the camera lenses. We're going to try and keep those as clean as we can in this process. So yeah, just unclipping the ribbon cable like a Lego, moving it off of the phone assembly, and then I'm going to pull this whole piece out. Pretty cool how it can come apart all in one unit and just set right in there. You're going to guide this piece into place by inserting the part of the motherboard that's going to have the ribbon cables on it for the screen and the charger for the pin. You're going to insert that first. And on the camera side, the side that has the metal housing for the camera, that's going to go in last. So that's your direction of insertion for the primary motherboard. After that, we get the front-facing camera. We drop that into place, and we gently press fit on its ribbon connector. Now, before this piece goes back on, this front speaker / microphone, we need to make sure that, and it's the top one, this little component that's on the side of that, which I believe is going to be your like volume buttons or sensors for the volume buttons, those need to go over first. So let's do that first. All right, we're back on the old phone now, and we're pulling this part off very gently with our tweezers. And this is a piece that you could do this before you drop the motherboard in. It's an either or. The fundamentals are the same. All the components that aren't on the new screen housing need to move over from the old one. And this has a little bit of glue on it, so a dab of isopropyl alcohol from your dropper is probably a good idea. You don't want to damage this component if you don't have to. So we're just gently getting it placed into place. And once that is done, we will be ready to attach its ribbon connector. But we've now noticed that it's not going to fit into place because we put that last component on out of order. So we're going to take it off and then put it on before we put on that plastic piece. Alrighty, now that that is out of the way, this thing's going to slide right into its slot just like a charm, and then we will reconnect its ribbon connector to the motherboard. Once that's done, it's just a matter of putting all our screws back where they need to go. Note that one of these screws is going to wait until it binds the, well, really 4 screws on this board are going to wait for that fingerprint, sorry, not fingerprint, wireless charging sensor. All right, at this point, every ribbon connecting cable can go back into its location. It can be reconnected, and I'm doing this very slowly and very methodically. I'm making sure I press each one on gently but firmly so that it's clipped the way it should be clipped and connected the way it should be connected. I'm also cleaning up my camera lenses because I noticed a little bit of dust on those with a microfiber cloth. And once that is done, I can put this plastic piece, which is the bottom speaker / microphone, back on the phone and then screw that in. So at this point, there's just one clip left that's like a ribbon connector, and that is for the wireless charger. All right, we are down to our last component. So for this one, we are going to start by press fitting its ribbon connector onto the motherboard. Then we can press fit the glue that holds the wireless charger to the bottom board. And once that's been press fitted into place, we can screw this back on. That leaves us with 2 components, the SIM card and the pin. So we'll pop those back into place, and then we will get our front cover, clean the lenses with our microfiber cloth inside and out, and then we will put some glue on this and glue it on. But before we glue it, we're going to make sure it powers on and works to specification. So we're popping the old back cover on by starting with the camera lens assembly side first. And once it's smoothly pressed on, we will flip it over and test that it works to specification. The boot command with this model phone is the power button and the volume down button for a count of 5 seconds. So we'll press those together and we'll count 1 1000, 2 1000, 3 1000, 4 1000, 5 1000. And by the power invested in the universe, this guy boots to its new screen. Tiny miracle. I did this like 4 times, 3 times on a broken screen, and 1 time on a screen that works. And this is what you want to see. So it's going to boot, you can authenticate, and then start testing things. So we're testing all the core features: the pin, the front-facing camera, the back-facing camera, the charger, the flash light, the wireless charging, the screen when it's fully when it's in its full aspect ratio. Find a YouTube video for that you can play and see that that's working. Just make sure everything works before you go to this next step where you are gluing the screen back on, because once it's glued on and the glue is dry, it's not easy to get back off and you're kind of back to square one. So we're at that point in the sequence when we're ready to glue. We're wearing a protective mask to protect our lungs from any fumes this glue has, and we're just putting a tiny dab on the sides and the corners to hold this thing in place. I'm not going for perfect waterproof here. I want it to come off in the future when I need it to, and so I'm gluing it accordingly. Plus this thing's going into a case where the case is going to hold this back panel on just as much as the glue does. So that's what we're doing. And now we are ready to put our screen on one more time. It's going to look good. It's going to feel good. It's going to be perfect. We're press fitting this component into place, and then we're applying pressure to all the edges. Now you could wait a few minutes to let that glue get a little more tacky if you so desire before going to this step. And after that, you're ready to recase it, take that lens off, and just wait for the glue to dry. In any case, that's all I got for you today. Thank you for watching. We will see you around.